1. The Shard, great place to visit in London for couples. Why it's awesome. The Shard is almost 310 meters, 1,016 feet tall and is made from gleaming metal and lots of angled glass. Seemingly rising up from the River Thames, the iconic landmark was inspired by sleek spires. Completed in 2012, it's not only the tallest building in the UK but is also one of the top 5 tallest buildings in Europe. It's pretty impressive to see, even from afar, and we'd consider it a must-visit in London. Featured in movies and TV shows, the building is also celebrated for its environmentally friendly features like its on-site combined heat and power plant that creates electricity and hot water for the building. The Shard truly is among the best places to visit in London. What to do there? Admire the striking building from afar and take plenty of pictures before going to London's highest viewing platform to soak up the spectacular panoramic views. On a clear day, you can see for as far as 65 kilometers, 40 miles. Enjoy a meal in one of the Shard's exclusive restaurants and bars, such as Gong, Hutong, and Ting, all of which offer superb views of London and beyond. Give your credit cards a workout in the high-class retail arcade before leaving one of London's most emblematic buildings. It's one of the best spots in London, even at nighttime when the magnificent structure is brightly illuminated. 2. Buckingham Palace. Possibly one of the most important places to visit in London. Why it's awesome. Buckingham Palace is one of London's most iconic attractions. The official home of Queen Elizabeth II and the British royal family, the splendid royal palace is used for many royal functions. Guarded by a smartly dressed royal soldier, clad in black and red with unmistakable bearskin hats, the original parts of the palace were built in the early 1700s. An impressive building from the outside, the lavish interiors are equally as awe-inspiring. Of the royal palace's 770-plus rooms, the stunning staterooms are open to visitors in the summer months. The grand gardens are a riot of color in the warmer months when the numerous flowers are in full bloom. We don't really have to say that Buckingham Palace is one of the most famous places in London. It's quite a no-brainer and definitely worth the visit. Just keep in mind to purchase your entrance ticket beforehand, so you don't have to wait in line. Remember, if the royal sovereign flag is flying, it means there's a member of the royal family present in the building. Number 3. St. Paul's Cathedral, one of the most religious places to see in London. Why it's awesome. St. Paul's Cathedral is located at the highest point of the City of London and is considered to be another famous place to visit in London. A listed building, it has a beautiful dome flanked by spires. Sitting on the site of an earlier church, the present church dates back to the 17th century. It has hosted the funerals of several famous people and also been used to celebrate a number of special occasions, including the Queen's landmark birthdays in silver, gold, and diamond jubilees. An active place of worship, the interiors of St. Paul's Cathedral are opulent with lots of detailed religious art, a huge organ, memorials, and tombs. What to do there? Gaze up at the mighty cross-topped dome and admire the stunning St. Paul's Cathedral from the outside, taking time to admire the Roman-like decorative features, grand columns, clock, towers, and overall splendor. If you get an entry ticket, you can step inside to admire the inner beauty too. A sweeping nave leads to an ornate altar, the walls and ceiling embellished with splendid mosaics and carved wood paneling. Don't miss the mighty statue of the Duke of Wellington sitting on the back of his trusty steed, Copenhagen. Descend into the crypt and you can pay your respects at the tombs and memorials. It's not just one of the most famous monuments, St. Paul's Cathedral also one of the most interesting places to visit in London. 4. Westminster Abbey, a great place to see in London if you love architecture. Why it's awesome. Westminster Abbey is a marvelous architectural gem. Once a Benedictine monastery church, the building dates back to 1200s and sits on the site of an earlier place of worship. The coronations of British kings and queens take place here, and it's the setting for most royal weddings and funerals. A number of history's influential people, including past prime ministers, scientists, and actors, are buried there, along with many late monarchs. The Gothic masterpiece has many glorious details inside and out. It's one of the UK's most popular tourist destinations and definitely a must-visit in London. Since it is that popular, it's smart to get your entry tickets beforehand if you want to explore the insides as well. What to do there? Photograph the impressive Gothic building from the outside, taking note of the stained glass windows, arches, carvings, clock, towers, and all the finer details that help to make the building so attractive. Look above the main door and you'll see statues dedicated to modern-day martyrs, including Martin Luther King, Janani Luwum, Esther John, and Wang Jiming. Pass through the main entrance to admire the beautiful interiors, complete with grand pillars, religious art and sculptures, tombs, memorials, and various antiquities, such as the chair of King Edward and the coronation chair. See the striking murals in the chapter house, be wowed by the color and details of the Lady Chapel, visit Poets' Corner, and walk through the cloisters. Take a moment for some serene reflection in the pretty gardens and pick up souvenirs in the gift shop. 5. The London Eye, one of the most romantic places to visit in London. Why it's awesome. Sitting on the south bank of the Thames River, the soaring London Eye stands 135 meters, 443 feet, high. It might actually be the most famous place to visit in London. If you're traveling to London, there might not be a way around exploring this site. At the time of its opening in the year 2000, it was the biggest Ferris wheel in the world. Today, it is still one of the tallest observation wheels on the planet. A full revolution takes half an hour, during which time you can enjoy a bird's eye view of many of London's most famous attractions in central London. Rides are available during the day and when it's dark, letting you enjoy different views of the city. Illuminated at nighttime, the London Eye is usually used for spectacular firework displays on New Year's Eve. What to do there? Board one of the 32 capsules and take a ride high over London streets with your beloved. Admire the panoramic views through the glass walls, spotting places like Buckingham Palace, Tower Bridge, Westminster Abbey, the Houses of Parliament, the Shard, the Tower of London, and the River Thames. Although a basic ride, book the tickets here is romantic in the right company. You can really ramp up the loving vibes and impress your significant other with the champagne experience, which gives you fast-track admission in a chilled glass of bubbly. If you really want to splash the cash and be fancy, it's also possible to book a private capsule for just you and your sweetheart. It's definitely a cool way to experience one of the best places in London. 6. The Tower of London, one of London's coolest historical sites. Why it's awesome. Sitting on the banks of the River Thames, the mighty Tower of London was established in the 1000s as part of the Norman Conquest. The White Tower was built on the orders of William the Conqueror. Over the years, it has been used as a fortress, royal home, prison, royal mint, treasury, and even a zoo. There are many sections of the tower to explore, with interesting nooks and crannies to poke about in. Rumored to be haunted, there are plenty of intriguing tales to be heard about the Tower of London. It is said that the ghost of the ill-fated Anne Boleyn roams the grounds. The Tower of London is home to the crown jewels, which are guarded by the ceremonial yeoman warders, often referred to as beefeaters. Local lore says that the tower will collapse if the resident ravens ever leave. What to do there? Take a self-guided audio tour of the Tower of London to uncover its history and darkest secrets, or get a special ticket that allows you to see the Crown Jewels exhibition. Hear gruesome tales of imprisonment and execution and feel a shudder down your spine as you look up at the Traitor's Gate. See where Anne Boleyn was imprisoned and peek inside other cells. Dare to visit in the dark for an even bigger thrill. Snap pictures of the beefeaters and meet the ravens, the other guardians of the Tower of London. Admire the views from the high vantage points and be dazzled by the gleaming crown jewels. You can refresh and refuel in one of the on-site eateries and purchase souvenirs in the gift shop. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like.